Okay, Coach, we are about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo at New Era Field in Orchard Park. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Buffalo Bills. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll begin the drive with Jackson on the ground. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
On second down now, it's Jackson, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8. But one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here we go. 15 on it. 15 on it. Tighten this up, boy. Tighten it up. Go.
On second down, it's Jackson, and this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On third down, this is Jackson, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. The defense stiffens to force fourth down following that first down gain of 8. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one complete to Reed. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 12 yards that time and a Bills first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 28-yard line.
Set, hut, 60 out long. Go, go, go. 6.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays.
Check.
They'll drop the throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Max Crosby providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can. It's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch twist.
49, check 49, check 49.
Here we go.
He'll have a first down past the 40. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. No problem there on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
7. Bills nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
At the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Mike 55.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Linebacker, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals, and if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
Push him back. Mike's 49. Come on, D.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Owens. And he's taken down inside the 30. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
First down with Jackson. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd down, this is Jackson. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And the pursuit that time was absolutely top-notch. He was looking to try and turn upfield somewhere. Kept trying to find a place. Somewhere never showed up.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
5 yards on the catch there brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Check hot route. Hot.
Looking to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And some room to maneuver. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Their mobile, agile quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. The extra point up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Tie that left. 4 down. Check. 4 down. 52, Mike 52. Hey, keep it up, keep it up. Hey, check 24. Check the ball. Match box. Right. Watch the whip. Go. Hey, I need one over here. I need one over here. Come on.
And that'll set him back 5. Instead of a 3rd and 4, now they have to manage a 3rd and 9 after the delay of game.
Check 50 up. Check 55 to Mike. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Check.
Now back to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
And he's got some space here. A gain there of 30 big ones.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
1st down.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
5-2 is the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
2nd and 14. And Reed with it over the middle. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. No. Off. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Out. Take. Go.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Let's go, Mike 50. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Back to throw here. Steps away to his left. A heck of an effort there on the scramble. Leaves him with just 3rd and a yard. They'll set up a throw. Looking for Campbell downfield. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
Mike's 49. Mike's 49. Let's go, Heavy.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Kill. Hatchet.
They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle.
Y'all playing the wrong football. Undercrush.
On third down, it's Simpson. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Taken in at the 22. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Here's Jackson. And an alley to run. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they give this time to the tailback. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, You and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Let's go. Squeeze, double. Right. He's tight right here. He's tight. Hustle. Three down. Slam. 61. Max box. Right.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
Mike, 49. Watch the run.
They'll start here with Jackson, and he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They run again with Jackson. A huge play that time for the Colts. 81 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10 to 1st and goal. And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Their mobile quarterback doing it himself from 9 yards out. And thanks to the interception, the Colts offense cashes in with 6. Extra point up and through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy?
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 36. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
And if you're keeping an eye on the box score, that last run puts him over the 100-yard mark for the game. And this defense has just had all sorts of trouble trying to keep him under wraps, both passing and running.
Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. Now from the 9, here's second and goal.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step up.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Ready. You're out.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
2nd and 15. Buying time to his left. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
36. Check. Cut, go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Set.
He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
52's the mic. I don't think you got it, son. Bravo. Mike 52, Mike 52. Hey, tight.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this is Simpson with a catch. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back now in Buffalo. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
That's just me and you. Mike 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. They'll run on first down. Simpson. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That good for 22 and a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
52. I'm coming. 49. 81. Check 49. Shift. Watch the shift. Big edge. Check 43. Watch the edge.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Second and 11. That is caught inside the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Bills passing game getting them down the field. They've got another first down. They'll come out in the pistol.
I know he ain't got it. Check 4. Check 37. Check 37. Check 3.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Bills touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bills get a bit closer. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead now down to 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
2nd and 1. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Owens. 7 yards there and a first down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Hey, they scared. They scared. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Hurry. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Watch the slant. Mike 50, Mike 50. Watch the run.
2nd and 3. Going to throw right side here. Complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Check curls, check curls, check curls. Short. Check 50.
Back to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Call it a gain of 3. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And this one complete to Reed. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
He's checking. Watch out.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
You got tight right there.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
He had no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Watch a slap.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On play action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
So we got me. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Orbit. Mike 52.
They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And Rosas puts this one through. And that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He'll look to throw. On the move to his left. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. He's coming. We got double up.
Now this time he'll look to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell. And it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. He don't want it. SOS. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Go. Motion.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking for Campbell downfield. Paris Campbell, his first touchdown of the new season as his guys continue to pour it on. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken about the 12. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and The defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Colts, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with